first part of this review is going to be the things that I liked and or loved. I really liked seeing Obi-Wan as a broken Jedi. I thought they captured that perfectly in this show, and him dealing with the whole PTSD and all that stuff was just really, really great. The actress that played young Leia was phenomenal. She got everything perfect about Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia, and I absolutely loved seeing her on screen. Her sassy remarks would always make me smile or something. She just always she just nailed it. She just nailed it.
And I guess I don't need manners when I'm talking to you.
I thought that Darth Vader was unbelievably epic in this show. Super dark and super mean and just evil. Just evil, man. That part in the third episode where he's walking down the street and he just snaps that kid's neck is just... I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, wait a second, this is Disney. But I thought Vader was handled near perfect in this entire show, and I loved seeing Hayden Christensen come back. Speaking of that, the Anakin flashbacks are probably my favorite part of this entire show. I loved seeing Ewan and Anakin. Ewan and Hayden is just so intertwined with Anakin, I get them mixed up. I loved seeing Ewan and Hayden act together in that scene on Coruscant where it was going through the training lesson. I thought that was a brilliantly choreographed duel, and their acting was top-notch in it. It was just a great scene all around. The Order 66 stuff with Anakin was terrifying and gruesome and just lived up to the hype in my opinion. Another thing that I thought was so epic was both duels. I thought they were both incredible. I loved how the first time that Obi-Wan ignited his lightsaber in 10 years was out of fear, and it wasn't this big triumphant moment. It was this, I'm scared, self-defense moment. And I thought that was great for showing us exactly where Obi-Wan is at with himself and his relationship with Anakin. Now for the final duel, I think this was probably my favorite sequence in the entire series. Of course it wasn't as good as the Mustafar duel. I don't think anyone expected it to be as good, but I loved the way that it was handled. The location was really cool, first of all. I loved how Obi-Wan gets back into that classic stance, and it was just fantastic. It really was. And then seeing Obi-Wan break the opposite side of the masks that Ahsoka broke in Rebels, just showing that symmetry and just visual storytelling that I love so much in Star Wars. And I thought their whole speech at the end where Anakin says,
"You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker." I did.
Was just so heartbreaking and just difficult to watch because we still feel for Anakin, and I just thought that was just brilliantly executed. I loved it. Now getting into the parts of the show that I wasn't so sold on, one of them being Reva. I like Reva for the most part. I think her concept is super interesting, and the fact that she worked her way up in the Inquisitorious ranks to get closer to Vader to kill him, I think that is super fascinating, and I love that aspect of her character. The parts that I wasn't so hooked on was just the part of she had so much plot armor. She got stabbed twice by Anakin/Vader and didn't die both times, and I was just finding it really hard to believe, I think. While I enjoyed her stuff on screen, I did think that she took a little bit too much away from Anakin and Obi-Wan, and I just kind of think that she didn't need to be in the show. Now that being said, I still enjoyed her character. I would love to see more. I'm still going to buy her action figure, all those cool things. But I just don't know if this was the right place for a character like that. And that's going to bring me to my gripes about the series. I thought that the writing for some of these was just really weak. There was a lot of moments where characters would get away from things, or things would just happen that felt like they were there to just push the story forward, and it did kind of bug me towards the end of it. Now, I'm not going to go down into each specific detail that bothered me or anything like that, because that's not the kind of channel that I am. I like to focus on the positive things about Star Wars and the things that I personally like, but it did hinder my enjoyment, and I just wanted to say that. Overall, I give the show a 7.5 out of 10. The high moments were incredibly high. The duels with Vader, the flashbacks, all the stuff with Anakin and Obi-Wan, I thought were really, really great. But the lows just really kind of took me out of it, and I unfortunately just couldn't get it to an 8 out of 10. I had to put it at a 7.5. That's where it felt right to me. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up my review for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Let me know what you thought of this show down in the comments section below. Don't forget to go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon. If you decide to follow me on Patreon, you get exclusive benefits. You get exclusive videos like these, as well as a new video coming on July 1st where I cry on camera. So if you're at all interested in that, go check it out. There's a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and may the Force be with you always.